Hey babes, it's Lex. Welcome back to my channel. If you're my OGs, welcome back. And if you are new here, please like and subscribe. If you like what you see, I would love to have you join my team. So today I am going to talk about 10 things that I wish I knew before starting nursing school, and especially a accelerated nursing program. This is actually something I looked up a lot before starting my program, so I thought that this would be a good thing to talk to you guys about since it really helped me out. And I'm far enough along in my program to be able to tell you guys what I wish I knew before starting. So the first thing is unorganized. Nursing school, especially accelerated nursing programs, what I have experienced is super unorganized. It's actually even very frustrating. I wish I knew this before I started because I would be a little bit more aware and a little bit more prepared for it, because sometimes it really gets frustrating because they're so unorganized and you may not find out your clinical placement until the week before clinical start, and you're trying to figure out, okay, what am I gonna do with my life, and you don't even know what you can do or what you can schedule work around if you don't even know your clinical placement. I think this is a big thing actually with a lot of accelerated programs, is the unorganization, because it is accelerated and because things are constantly changing. So that's the first thing, and I want to do this really quick because I don't want this to be a super long video. I just want to be 10 things that I think that is good to know, or I would have liked to know before starting. The next thing is you are going to be broke. You are not gonna have money to do everything that you want to do. You're not gonna have money to go shopping like you used to. You're not gonna have money to do your nails like you used to. It's just, you're not gonna have the money, and that's honestly a sacrifice that you have to be willing to make while you are in your nursing program. It's a struggle, it really is, and it sucks not having money, but that is definitely something I wish I knew before starting. The next thing is the hardest one for me actually. People around you will not understand anything that you're going through. They will not understand your stress. They will not understand that you are actually stressed. Even though you may not be working a 9-to-5 or working every day, you are stressed because you have to come home, do homework, worry about a test, worry about school, worry about studying. On top of, if you're working, you have to go to work, you have to do all of that. So your days honestly never end. It's not like you go to work, you come home, you don't have to worry about work anymore. It's you go to school, go to class, go to clinical, you come home, you're doing schoolwork, you're doing discussion board, you're doing whatever it is for school, you're studying. And people don't understand that. They just think, oh, you're in school, so it's not really that stressful. And I've had so many people all the time tell me, oh, you don't have the regular stresses of life. Honestly, I think nursing school is more stressful than life. So it's gonna be difficult, or it has been difficult, with people just not understanding what you're going through and how stressed you are. And I'm looking down at my phone to tell me, because I wrote a little list. The next thing is the extra out-of-pocket expenses. Now, I have spent so much extra out-of-pocket expenses that I have not known about for nursing school, and they just somehow just come up. And like a lot of things, like for at least for my school, like I expect them to be in my tuition, like part of my tuition, because obviously like we pay a lot for nursing school, so you wouldn't think that you have to pay extra. But there's so many extra expenses that just almost like pop up on you, and you don't really know at the beginning that you have to pay. So that has been a big thing for me, because especially like if you're doing everything like on your own, paying these extra expenses like on your own is hard. Like, and then now you have, on top of like going to school, you have to worry about how you're gonna pay for these little things and how you're gonna get it done. But that is definitely something else. So I would suggest maybe saving a little extra before starting nursing school, because there are extra expenses that just come up that you're gonna have to pay for. Another thing is, when you get to nursing school, it's not going to be anything like you've ever studied before, especially for an accelerated nursing program. In the accelerated nursing program, you have already had a prior degree, so you have already learned how to study. But when you get to nursing school, it's not going to be anything the same as the way you studied before. Like, you're going to study, you have to relearn how to study in a different way that helps you learn nursing material. And at first you're gonna like not know what to do, but once you find how to study the proper way for nursing for you, then you will be golden. But until then you're gonna like feel lost, because nothing is going to be the same of how you studied. It's not going to click the same way. It's just you're going to have to wipe away everything that you have known how to study before and find a whole new way. Next is self-care. Self-care is so important. Now, people say it before nursing school, but you don't know until you get to nursing school how important self-care is. So that is something that I really wish I knew before starting my program, because that's something you want to stay on top of. You don't want to ever like forget about your self-care and have to like incorporate it back into your life once nursing school starts. You have to like start with self-care and always put self-care first, so that you can make it through the program. And you never want to just lose sight of your self-care, because it's super important. You're always going to hear this, but you have to really stress how important your self-care is, because you have to stay healthy to take care of other people and make them healthy. So self-care is important. Next thing is burnout. Be aware that burnout is possible and it will happen quickly if you don't take care of yourself as well. Burnout, I actually experienced that, and you have to remind yourself why you're doing it. I wish I had known this also before starting nursing school, because people don't really talk about the days that you just feel like you don't know how you're gonna get through this and how you're gonna do it, and you're struggling to get up in the morning to get to clinical because you're tired and you have a 2-hour drive. Like, the world doesn't stop for you, so you have to get up and do it. So you have to be really careful on not burning out. I wish I had known that before nursing school, because you have to know that you have to pace yourself and you have to make time for certain things and make sure that you're staying organized so that you do not burn out, because burnout is just such a terrible experience and it's hard to come out of, and you have to just make sure you're staying on top of things so that you can be successful. Next is depression and anxiety. When you get to nursing school, especially a accelerated program, a lot of people who have maybe cases of depression or anxiety, it will reach its max during this time. So you have to have that under control before you start. So if you're on meds, you want to make sure, or if you have been on meds for it, you want to make sure that you have the care available for you, so that when these things do come up, and they will, it exacerbates these type of disorders. I myself have anxiety, and it's rough. Like, I didn't realize how much nursing school was going to increase that, and it increases so much. So you want to make sure that you have that under control, because that's also something that not many people talk about. But if you have depression, or if you have anxiety, or have a history of it, make sure that you're aware of that so you can see the first signs and be able to get help before it gets too far. Because sometimes, a lot of times for some people, it does get in the way of their program and being successful in their program. So take care of it and be aware of that. And the last thing I wish I had known before starting nursing school, and this is the most important, this is also important because nobody tells you this, but you can do it. There's gonna be days you feel like you can't do it. There's gonna be days that you feel like you don't want to do it, but you can do it. And I had nobody to tell me that. I had nobody tell me, like, you can do it. And a lot of times before you start, people say, oh, it's so hard, it's hard, it's hard, it's hard, but nobody tells you you can do it. And I am here to tell you that you can do it. Nobody told me that before, and that's something I wish I had. And this is me telling you that you can do it. So good luck. I hope this helps a little bit. Didn't want this to be too long of a video. I just wanted to be 10 quick things that I wish I knew before starting nursing school. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, because I would love to have you. And if you have any questions or comments for me, please comment below, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you. And if you have any suggestions. So see you next time. Happy studies.